We are inside Rupp Arena tonight for Kentucky's final game before conference play begins next week, and it hosts Illinois State out of the Missouri Valley Conference.
To continue to be in this basketball game for 40 minutes of play.
It's their toughest test of the year by far, and there is the former Redbird. It's a reunion game. Starting five, it's the aforementioned Burford, so number 10 in the white. Edwards poked that one away, beneficiary of the lead feed, and he lays it up with the left hand. So the defense lead, the senior from Book. There's 10 on the roster, so Ryan Peden has a very veteran group. Edwards knocks it down, worked really hard this past week. The ceiling is high. It's very high. They already average about 90, 91 points per game. Wagner to the cup, uncontested.
Illinois State, and that's what they're going to have to continue to work on, especially on the defensive end.
They've got 8 seniors in
championship. That's what Coach Cal, who's one of the best to ever do it in college basketball, is trying to show these guys.
And you're right, 11, 12 games through. They have been able to outscore teams. Nice runner in the lane. And so
they hard hedge and end up switching it, so they're playing it differently.
Well, more on how Illinois State is going to have to play Reed Sheppard in Kentucky in just a little while.
Professional athlete already.
Banks off balance 15-footer. There's the 7-footer lead. Came down with the offensive board on Yenso. Smothered Lewis. Ugana on Yenso in just his third game as this season.
On 99% of teams in college basketball.
Reeves in the right spot at the right time. Way back the day here. Here's Sheppard. Even just a sliver of space that he can beat you. Bradshaw on the glass with the putback. So what's good? Dillingham, number 0 in the white. Always nice. A blur. How about Wagner? A little crossover special.
Yo-yo action.
There's the freshman from Camden, and that forces the timeout.
Sizzle and a whole lot of sauce. Young fella put it on the string. Crossover. Had a little Tim Hardaway killer crossover to him. Good action. Illinois State, you're going to have to do something about that. DJ.
Kentucky opens up against Florida. Wildcats on the move again. Off to a fine start offensively. Edwards cutting the baseline and throws it down. He does that last month, or I guess I should say a few weeks ago. High-scoring Rebels team this year. Sheppard, just an effortless stroke. Shooting close to
whether it's ball screens or like this triple screen to come across and roll to the basket.
Oh, Sheppard, get that out of here. Kentucky.
Basketball, he can steal the basketball, but also he can throw his own block. Much better at with all their length and athleticism.
Mitchell, the vet, into the paint. Now it's Reeves. Knifes through. Got it. And
Young
the foul.
Fella. You know, who is that, right? You got Trey Mitchell, veteran, going to another veteran. Right now, I don't know if it's
here for Illinois State. They're trying to hang in this one.
Well, Burford can put up points in a hurry.
Reeves splashes another red-hot start.
He knows he gets hot. He can take over a game just like Reeves. Those 25 points in the second half versus North Dakota State were impressive.
Count it. Sheppard's going to the line. They come at
He's off the window, and then Sheppard. Look at him playing at a nice pace, crossover, and then he switches to the left to take the. So much of this basketball game is played when you do not have the basketball in your hand. Learn to move without the basketball.
Wagner, that quick burst.
You got floor.
Dillingham down at the board. They are a blur in transition. Wagner sets and fires.
Whoa. Good gracious. All those people who didn't believe Kentucky could make three-pointers, they're averaging nearly 11 per game, and if this guy starts shooting it, oh my, not like that. Rob Dillingham did not get on the floor. Illinois State did. Whoop! On Yenso running the floor, big fella.
Backs down, leave. It's close range for a moment. Sheppard bails him out to the corner. Dillingham.
Yes. There you go.
And where they shot 59% from the floor in the first half. Edwards, an assertive attack. So Fish, Edwards now has 9. So the senior from Mineral, Virginia, he's a shooter. He's a better three-point shooter than maybe the numbers indicate. Reeves is as good as the numbers.
The basketball they have to play with that same consistency. And I love the fact that Illinois State's not backing down. And now Mitchell with his first basket of the game.
Ron
missed earlier over Memphis and Arkansas. What a big one at home versus Duke. And then the Aggies over Ohio State.
There's Shepard again. So he's taken 4-3, blocked it. Davis looking for it. Instead, Foster had to take it away. I mean, Shepard is everywhere right now. The block, the steal, might as well take it. Instead, maybe he's getting an assist here. Yep.
Woo!
He's everywhere. The block, the steal. Why not find the hot hand tonight as well? Reeves now with 18 after the late. Tough here. Kentucky on the move again. Dillingham underneath. Burks got one man flying, scores it.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned it, but Adu Thiero guys that do different things, but they all are impactful and assets for this Wildcat team.
Mitchell, you know, he's leading Kentucky in assists. Banks connects.
Or knock them down.
So Dalton Banks, in this second half, they've hit 3 triples, but Kentucky just is relentless, keeps coming at you, and Dillingham has the latest.
They barely let you finish your sentence in the NCAA tournament.
Burford into double figures now for a 7th straight game. Illinois State in normal Illinois. Dillingham does the abnormal.
Yeah, Rob Dillingham's one of those guys who I think will just excel even more once he gets to the NBA level. You know, when you look at this Kentucky Wildcat team, obviously they're up 20-plus points today, but what do you think is going to be the key that takes them from, let's say, SEC championship?
By the way, DJ Wagner.
I mean, everybody, it's everybody's turn. You know what I mean? When you got the ball, it's your turn. That team is what wins you games.
Sure.
And the teams that come together the most at the right time is the teams that win. And I think the beauty of this team for Kentucky is I think they have it. That's what I mean by it.
Championship team as well.
So Ole Miss has one more non-conference game. Oh, Burke says, not here. Rejects that one.
Is that what he said,
Not
Kevin?
here, not this. Yeah. Maybe the last. They're actually 20. They have a 21-6 offensive rebound advantage. Now, it's hard to get offensive rebounds when you're making everything on this end of the floor.
No question.
That's Kentucky. 56% from Yenso. Sends it back. Dillingham. Burks. Throw down.
Be efficient as well.
Illinois State has 4 scorers in double figures. Wagner to the bucket. DJ Wagner, 6 of 10 shooting conference game. We got the extra week this year, so they play Gonzaga in February. Here comes Dillingham. Throw down.
Can I be honest? After the windmill in the Louisville game, woo!
Look out below, Antonio Reeves. Earlier this year against Marshall. Dillingham back into the paint, tapped in on Yenso. That's pure. So they're knocking on the door of 100 again. Not sure. Pouring it on. Dillingham. He's done some highlight reel stuff. This is the pedestrian throwdown. Lob it up. The unselfishness on display.
The unselfishness. There you go. There you go.
Unselfishness.
For that, Kevin.
Meanwhile, Illinois State will fall to 8-5. But it should be a team that will be near the top of the MVC. Kentucky opens up SEC play next week with a 10-2 record. And after putting up a 96 spot against Illinois State in a win to close out 2023.
Coach Cal now 397 wins. Only Billy D and Dale Brown have more. And, of course, the great Adolph Rupp. Coach Cal well on his way.
Final 96-70. That's Damian. I'm Kevin for our entire great crew. Good night from Lexington. Peter, Ron, go ahead.